Hey everyone! So today I'm going to be telling you a story, like a scary story from my childhood. And I was living in a different neighborhood at the time. And this house I grew up in for like 13 years, I think, or maybe more than that. It was like 13 years, yeah. And so I was probably 6, 7 maybe at the time, and I went to go play at my friend's house. So I always walked to my friend's house because she lived probably about 5 minutes away. I mean, here's the cul-de-sac. You just take a left out of the cul-de-sac, and she lived there. So I would always walk. It was a very safe neighborhood, so I never, had anything to worry about. So I was walking to her house, and I noticed this van was following really close behind me and really slow. So I thought that was weird. So I was in her garage, and her mom met me at the garage and said, okay, she'll be out in a second. I don't want y'all to come inside because she was doing some work and she needed peace and quiet. So I was sitting out there waiting for her, and this van pulls up. And they roll down their window, and they're like, do you have any chalk? And I'm sitting there like, alerts go off in my head because all the time, those videos that they teach you about stalkers, asking for chalk, telling you they have candy in the car, all this other stuff, that went off in my head. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy is trying to kidnap me. So I'm sitting there like, no. And he was just like, well, do you know anyone around here that has chalk? Like, do you think you could come here and tell me, like, where chalk would be? And I'm like, why is this guy asking me if I have chalk? So I was, like, beating on the garage door, like, telling her to hurry up and come out here. And my friend gets out there and she just yells no at the guy and then closes the garage door. So he drives off really fast. So my mom ended up coming over, and we told her the whole story, and she ended up calling the cops. And they talked to my mom but didn't talk to me because I was really scared at the time and I was really scarred for life. Like literally scarred for life back then, not now, but back then. So that night, like, I stayed up all night. I was really scared. I thought this guy was like gonna come get me or whatever. So the next day I go to school, and everyone had heard about it by then. So everyone was asking me what happened, what I did, how it happened. And a police officer actually came to my school and laid out pictures and asked me if it was any of these people, because a sex offender actually lived in the neighborhood behind us. So they wanted to make sure that it wasn't anyone like that. But I said no to everyone in the pictures. And my mom was actually looking for a swing set at the time. And because we had given ours to our neighbors, and I guess she wanted another one, I have no clue. This is all I can remember, is that she was trying to get a swing set from someone. So she went to this guy's house and checked out the swing set. And she was kind of just, explaining to him what had happened, just because, he has kids, and she wanted to make sure, his kids looked out for this fan. And he literally stood there and said, oh my God, that was me. I asked for the chalk. And my mom went ballistic on this guy. She was like, why would you ask a kid for chalk? He was like, well, I needed it for my garage, and I needed to take some measurements and mark it on my garage. And she said, you never ask a kid for that. You're not using your brain. You don't ask a kid for that. That's just completely crazy. So she talked to him, and, he apologized to her. And he learned his lesson because the cops were looking for him. But I think she got that all squared away and ended up telling, the people she told that they, she found the guy who had asked me for chalk. But after I found that out, that he wasn't a stalker, I was so relieved. Because, in all those videos that they teach you as a kid, if someone asks you for chalk or, tells you they have candy in your car, that's a big sign that this person is trying to kidnap you. So anyway, that is my story for tonight, and I'm sorry it was kind of short, but please hit that button down below to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!